What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Let's shout out a couple people here. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot on and off the field. This is crazy, man. You're getting a lot of news right now, getting a lot of news. But let's shout out a couple people in the chat. Sapilo, what's up, man? He said DC Redskins, damn the man. He said, yeah, get Josh Gordon. We will be talking about that a lot tonight. We will be talking about that a lot. Nash Shevers had it to happen. Kelvin Harmon, he was working out. I guess you're talking about Kelvin Harmon. Yes, Kelvin Harmon did tear his ACL during a workout in the off season not too long ago, about a month ago. I heard. Robert Hines, what's up, man? He talking about Isaiah Wright. Rich Heigel's a channel member. What's up, man? What's going on? Aaron Kelly, what's up, man? He said HTTR. Yeah, man, still HTTR. Still HTTR. Hashtag HTTR. Washington Warriors. I'm not a fan of the Warriors. Rich Times NGL. What's up, man? He said Washington Red Wolves. That's the leader right now. Franklin Walker, what's up, man? He said, what's going on with you and Ed Jr.? Nothing much. We chilling, man. We chilling. We chilling right now. We chilling for real. We definitely chilling. Adrian, he said, let's pick up B-A-B. I do not want Antonio Brown. I do not want Antonio Clown, man. I don't. I really don't. We're getting desperate, though. We're getting real desperate. Laura Watt said, I heard the news dropping soon. It's about the guys getting fired for racism/sexism. Yes, so we are. I don't want to talk about that too much. I really don't. There's always something going on with the Washington Redskins, and I did see a tweet from Jason LaConfora, who's not a big fan of the Washington Redskins either, or he's just not a fan of the Washington Redskins at all, the organization. He said the warped and toxic culture of the Washington football team is about to be exposed in a sickening fashion. ... Again. So this is most likely, like you said, about Alex Santos and Richard Mann. Both of those guys are fired, so they're out of here. They did. I don't know. They're trying to connect some of their past. There was the cheerleader thing that happened. I want to say in like 2018, 2016. So there was a scandal with that. I don't know if there's any connection with that. But it's some weird things going on. Those guys are fired now. Ron Rivera did bring in another guy from the Panthers. Two guys who were former Panthers. Don Warren was a three-time Super Bowl champion with the Washington Redskins. Was there for 14 years, and he will be the assistant. And then the other guy, I forgot his name. I don't know. I forgot his name, but he was a Panthers in the front office. Now he's here with the Redskins. So Dwayne Hass is in the chat. Dwayne Hass, what's up, Dwayne Hass? Dwayne Hass is in the chat. He said Josh Gordon, he's the safest wide receiver in free agency. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't like the wide receivers that are available right now. I'm not. Demaryius Thomas is old. He's pretty washed up. Josh Gordon, he has his drug problems, and I know they're not testing for reefer right anymore like they used to. Somebody just asked for moderation. I'm gonna try to hop in the chat too because I know the chat can get a little crazy. But what's his name? Josh Gordon. He's been suspended numerous times, so many times. Then he checked into a hospital for mental health issues. So Josh Gordon's a big question mark too. I know he still has the athleticism, and he's not a bad route runner. We know what Flash can do, but it's been really since 2015 that we've seen Josh Gordon produce at an All-Pro level, at a Pro Bowl level. So it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Chiefs fan said, "Give me a mod." Let's see. I might say because Dez Bryant. Now Dez Bryant hasn't played in a little while either. He hasn't played in a little while. He had the torn Achilles. He's pretty washed up too. There's a reason why Dallas let him go. His route running was getting slower and slower. There's a reason why they let him go. There's a reason why they let Dez go. So I don't know who would go after Dez. All the receivers out there would have to be a 1-year deal. It had to be a 1-year deal as cheap as possible. Antonio Brown had to be veteran minimum, in my opinion. Nothing guaranteed for Antonio Brown. Nothing guaranteed at all. Dylan6731. Yeah, I did see Josh Gordon and Dwayne that they did the eye emoji thing. I did see that on JPA Football's Instagram. I did see that. Now Dwayne Hassan, Josh Gordon did the eye thing. He did the eye emoji, and then Dwayne Haskins replied to it and did the eye emoji back. Now this reminds me of the Stephon Diggs things and all the other things. Dwayne Haskins, he does this all the time. Every time there's a free agent receiver, or most of the time, there's some type of Twitter weird tweets going on and stuff like that. Rich Heigl said, I don't see anyone in free agency right now. Well, yeah, like I said, there's Valera Watts. This is a good question with Cody Latimer. I don't know what's going on with Cody Latimer. I don't know. He's still, the courts have to figure out what's going on with him. We know his child, what was going on with, I'm not going to say we know 100% what was going on with the child. We heard hearsay allegations that somebody was, messing around with his kid. And Cody Latimer, took justice into his own hands and brought a gun and was about to take care of it himself. And he got arrested for that. So, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with that one. But Franklin Walker, thank you for the donation. He said, trying to get it started. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to my guys, Franklin Walker. Shout out to my guy, Franklin Walker. 1,000 subs with no videos challenge is in the chat. That's my guy. Make sure you guys sub him up. He has no videos. So help him out with his channel. He's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. AM Hunter, thank you, man. That's my guy. He's a channel member. Shout out to AM Hunter. Has the best profile picture. We already know what that is. Let's see here. Billy Matthews said, "Our fans allowed at training camp? There will be no fans at training camp. No fans at training camp. No fans in the stands. Eagles already announced no fans. Who else? The Eagles signed Jason Peters. They think that's a good sign. They're going to turn him into a guard. I mean, that was the big move they were supposed to make. The Eagles got so hyped, and they thought they were going to sign Jadeveon Clowney, but they ended up signing Jason Peters. Let's see, 1,000 subs no video says sign Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, like I said, if he can, if they're not drug testing for reefer like they used to. They're not doing that anymore. So, Josh Gordon, and like I said, there's some other mental things going on with Josh Gordon. He checked into rehab. There were some other things going on. I think he was dealing with like anxiety and things like that. So, but Josh Gordon, he's always in shape. He's always in shape. We could use another receiver. I think we do have to go after a veteran receiver, in my opinion. With Kelvin Harmon being injured, done for the year, and our receiving core is already slim. It's already slim. Terry McLaurin is the best receiver, of course, in my opinion, next to Steven Sims Jr., and he's a second-year guy. So Antonio Gandy-Golden is a rookie, so you can only expect so much at an AGG. You can only expect so much, and there's no veteran leader in the wide receiver room. There's just no veteran wide receiver in the room to lead the guys and help out Terry McLaurin right now. Especially with Kelvin Harmon being injured for the season, out for the season. Eric Scott, thank you for the donation. He said, diehard skin fan. I like AGG, and he has hella potential, but everybody's forgetting about Antonio Gibson, the designated weapon, but mostly a wide receiver. So, yeah, thank you for the donation once again, Eric. That's my guy right there. He says, Antonio Gibson, man, he can play wide receiver and running back. He can play both. He can do it all. He's the do-it-all guy. He's the Swiss Army knife. So he's going to have to step up and play receiver too. He is, especially with Kelvin Harmon out. If we don't sign another receiver, like maybe a Josh Gordon, somebody like that, Martavis Bryant, all the guys that are free agent, they have trouble pass. Either they had something going on with suspensions. Every receiver out there, except for like Demaryius. I know Chris Hogan is a free agent. Don't want Chris Hogan. Even though I think he played for the Panthers or something. So he has some kind of connection with Ron Rivera. So that might be the option right there. Ron Rivera loves former Panthers. So don't be surprised if we sign Chris Hogan, a wide receiver. But I love AGG. I think AGG is going to be a beast. I love that pick. That was a steal of the draft, in my opinion, 4th round pick. I love how tall. I love the size, and I love how he can get contested catches. He's not the fastest guy, but he's pretty quick. And he's super, super athletic. I love his potential. A lot of people thought he was going to beat out Kelvin Harmon for that starting spot anyway. But his potential is out the roof. I love Antonio Gandy-Golden. I love him a lot. And did you guys see that one-handed catch he had practicing with Dwayne Haskins? That was crazy. That was a crazy one-handed catch he had. But Antonio Gibson, yeah, I think he will be playing receiver, of course, as well. He's going to be listed as a running back, but he will be playing a lot of wide receiver. He'll probably be playing a slot all over the place. He's going to be a big mismatch. So Antonio Gibson is going to get a lot of playing time. So, but I still think we need to sign a veteran wide receiver. I think we need to sign a veteran wide receiver. I don't want to really take a chance on Antonio Clown because of his troubled past, and the guy is just too full of himself, and he's in trouble all the time. Something's always going with Antonio Brown. I'm telling you. And you got to remember that he's going to get suspended when he gets reinstated. He's going to get suspended. So who knows how many games he's going to be able to play. Shout out to Pedro Smith. It's my guy right there. Make sure you guys sub him up. I think I saw Juan Gotti in the chat. Shout out to my man Juan Gotti. Make sure you guys sub him up as well. Let's see here. Aaron Hiller, dude, I think we could trade for a wide receiver. I don't think we will. Maybe Curtis Samuel. Like I said, another Panthers connection. Ron Rivera loves his Panthers. So we could see them trying to go after Curtis Samuel. But I don't think that would happen. Maybe we have to give a 3rd round pick. We have 2 3rd-round picks. We got the trade. We got a 3rd round pick for Trent Williams. I think we can trade one of those and maybe get a receiver. maybe Christian Kirk from the Cardinals, but he's more of a slot receiver. So I just don't see a trade really happening. I think we missed our chance on trading for a wide receiver. I don't think it's going to happen. Pedro says I'd rather have Josh Gordon. Yeah, like I said, I would not mind Josh Gordon. We're getting kind of desperate here. We're getting kind of desperate. Samuel Hadley said Antonio Brown, Terry McLaurin, and Stevenson. So much speed. So much speed. Yeah, that would be a lot of speed. That would be a lot of speed. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That would be a lot of speed. Antonio Brown, if he could just relax and stay out of the way and stay out of trouble, not go on Instagram Live, not freeze his feet, not get a crazy haircut, not complain about a helmet. It's a lot of ifs with Antonio Brown. It's a lot of ifs. If he cannot beat up a truck driver, if he cannot lash out on the owner or the GM, it's a lot of ifs with Antonio Brown. It's just you just cannot trust the guy. He can't rap either. But Antonio Brown, I mean, I can't question his talent, but it's not always about talent. It's what you do on and off the field, and it's a different era with Ron Rivera. It's a different era with Ron Rivera. He's not looking for clowns and guys like that. Verndale Porter said Antonio Brown has been chill. Yeah, I did see your comment on one of my videos. I did see you say that. Now he's saying the right things. He's saying the right things. Dwayne Haskins, he called his coach a racial slur. That's no. Yeah, I know. And Antonio Brown, especially in the climate and the things going on today, we saw what Deshaun Jackson said. Antonio Brown, if he says something crazy, he might get suspended even more. We know what he called the GM a racial slur. I think it was the coach or the GM called him a racial slur. So Antonio Brown, I just can't trust him. I don't know if I can trust him. Yeah, Rich Heigl said AB not going crazy? Question mark. Yeah, I know. It's just I don't know if we want to bring that in here. Eric Kelly, you're a funny guy. Need Santana Moss to come out of retirement. Yeah, I would love for Santana Moss to come out of retirement. He's like 45 now, so he's too old. So I don't see that happening. But that would be great. I wish we had Santana Moss. I wish Santana Moss had a better quarterback at the time when he was really good, or some more help when he was playing. So what's good, Sports Expert 101? Make sure you sub up to him. Noah Khalil, what's up, man? He said you're the GOAT. So, but yeah, I mean, wide receiver, man. We were number 32. Valora Wise said Pierre Garçon is still out there. You're a funny man. Pierre Garçon is a free agent, but I wouldn't take him. I would not take him. Verndale Porter said Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin is not a bad option. He hasn't played in a long time either. So the wide receivers, like I said, Kelvin Benjamin, he's overweight. He's like, they always make the jokes. He's a cheeseburger away from being a tight end. So what's his name? Kelvin Harmon. I'm sorry, not Kelvin Harmon. Kelvin Benjamin is overweight. He's super overweight. So I wouldn't go after Kelvin Benjamin. I just would not do that. Antonio Brown, if he could just, it's a lot of ifs with him. It's a lot of ifs. Super talented though. He would definitely help. I'm not gonna lie. Antonio Brown would help. He would help. I'm not gonna lie about that. Josh Gordon could help too. Josh Gordon. Des Bryant, like I said, I think he's kind of washed. He hit a torn Achilles with the Saints, and he didn't play after that. So I think he's a little washed. I think his time is done. Demaryius Thomas, Vlorwa said, "Don't sleep on Cam Sims." I like Cam Sims, but the thing is, Sergio said, I'm getting tired of talking about the name change too. I haven't even brought that up yet, so I'm tired of talking about it as well. I'm ready for them to pick a name and just move on, so we can see the new era under Ron. I'm just ready to focus on football. I'm happy we're talking more about football, talking more about moves. It's unfortunate that Kelvin Harmon tore his ACL. The weird thing about Kelvin Harmon, and you got to remember what's his name. What's the wide receiver that tore his Achilles? Emmanuel Hall. They both get season-ending injuries, and they don't even announce it until a month after. Like a month, or right when the surgery happens. It's kind of weird that they announce it so late. That is really interesting to me. It's weird that they take so long, or that they waited to announce it. Because if it was regular, we had mini camps, rookie mini camp, and training camp. Of course, they would announce the news, and right when it happened. Leo Suarez, thank you for the donation. He said Redskins getting a new name, a new stadium, Super Bowl on the way. Money side. Yes, sir. I'm happy. I'm not gonna say I'm happy that the name has changed. But I think it's going to start a new era. And, like I said before in my previous video, we have not won 11 games or more than 11 games since 1992. And it's 2020. So what is that, 28 years? That's a long time, guys, I think it's time for a change. It's time for a new era. We got Ron Rivera. It's time for a new era. It's time for a change. New front office. You know, we don't have a GM yet, but things are changing. We're cleaning. You know, Dan clean house. You know, so it's time for a fresh start. You know, it's time for a fresh start. And I'm always gonna say hashtag HHR. I'm always gonna love the legacy of the old name and RFK and all the old games. You know, I watch all the old games on YouTube. You know, people joke around and say, "Oh, you got to go to VHS and watch the Super Bowl on VHS because our Super Bowls are back in the '90s and '80s." You know, I still watch all them old games. You know, I'm still gonna keep the memories and all the Hall of Famers in my mind. You know, Darryl Green. You know, Sean Taylor. All those guys, Doug Williams, the Hogs, Joe Bugle, Art Malk, and them boys. You know, I'm still gonna keep those guys in my mind. The new stadium, it should be an RF. It should. I think we are going to go back to DC. I really do. I got a feeling we're going to go back to DC. RFK. You know, there's some political stuff with that, but the mayor wants the team back in DC. Mayor Muriel Bowser, she wants the team back in DC, and I think it will happen, especially after the name change. I think it's better to just go back to RFK. Just tear down RFK, blow it up, build a stadium in that location again, make it a nice stadium, make it with a retractable roof. You know, I think it should be semi-dome with a retractable roof. You know, so we can actually have a Super Bowl there if we want to. You know, we can host a Super Bowl and be in a Super Bowl in DC. That would be crazy. You know, so I think it should be. I think they wanted to have a retractable roof as well. So it's gonna be super lit. The new stadium is gonna be lit. I can't wait. I can't wait for the new stadium when it does happen. We just gotta start winning some games. I'm more concerned about winning games than the name. I really am. I'm tired of it, honestly. I'm ready to move on. You know, just call them Red Wolves, whatever, and let's win some ball games. I'm tired of seeing them losing, honestly. Let's see here. Thank you for the donation again, Leo. Casper Hill said, "Yo, Ed, shout out High Point class of 2010." Yeah, yes, sir. High Point, man. I graduated 1 year after you, man. 1 year after you. DMV Sports Zone. Yeah, that was that Lock and Four tweet is cryptic. It is cryptic. Now, what's the name? Alex Santos and Richard Mann. You know, whatever they did, that news is going to come out soon. You know, I'm hearing it's harassment, sexual harassment, and some other things going on. Like I said, I don't want to get too much in detail about it. I don't know enough about the situation, but it's not looking good at all. They're talking about how we had the cheerleaders back in the cheerleading scandal. I don't know if it's tied to that, and they kept doing things like that up until 2020. But Ron Rivera's cleaning the house. He fired both of those guys. They're out of the building now. So it's unfortunate that it happened, but those guys are gone now. You know, if what they're saying, if the allegations are true, those guys are gone now. We can move on and focus on football. There's always something going on with the Redskins. Always something on and off the field. My guy on the Warpath said, "Hell to the TBDs." Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's funny because Ian Rappaport, he tweeted that Kelvin Harmon got injured, right? They said Redskins wide receiver. Then he deleted the tweet, I think, and then he was just like watching the football team. Kelvin Harmon tore his ACL. So it's like when you talk about the Redskins, other teams, they're saying Washington Football Club, Washington Football Team, because we don't have a name. It's funny on that statement that Dan put out that they put the Redskins logo and kept saying the Redskins name all over the press release. It was funny. I was like, really? They just wanted to get that Redskins logo in there one more time. And I was watching Redskins Nation today with Larry Michael and yesterday, and he's still wearing Redskins stuff, still has a Redskins helmet and all that stuff in there. So it's pretty funny. A lot of Redskins stuff still going on. A lot of people saying the Redskins name in the national media. So it's pretty funny. Let's see here. Aubrey Ferris said, "One way or another, we rule off season." I'm telling you, man, every single year. Trent Williams, something's always going on. Kirk Cousins contract issue. Trent Williams, man, I'm telling you, always. Redskins, Bruce Allen, something, cheerleader scandal. Something's always going on with the Redskins on and off the field. I'm telling you, something. You never have a chill off season. You just never know. Blazing21 said, "Yeah, don't sign Antonio Brown. Let's see what we got on this team this season. It's just an experiment. If the wide receiver room can't produce, then maybe think about signing him." Yeah, that's true. Now, the reason why, I don't want Antonio Brown at all. I don't want him at all. Like I said, there's a lot of ifs with him. We know what he can do. He definitely would help out Dwayne Haskins. I'm not going to lie. He would help Dwayne Haskins. He would help out Terry McLaurin. He would help out Steven Sims. If we did get AB on a talent, now if it was Madden, of course, I would sign Antonio Brown. But we know some things go happen off the field with Antonio Brown, so it would be a circus with him. But him, Steve Sims, and Terry McLaurin, that would be a nasty, nasty trio of receivers. I'm not even going to lie about that. AB and Terry, that would be scary. I'm not going to lie. That would be tough for a lot of defenses. That'd be a lot of defenses. Boys for Life. He's a Cowboys YouTuber. He said, "When is the new name going to come out?" We don't know yet. We don't know yet. I think it is going to come out before the season. I think it's going to come out before the season. Pedro just said he just sent me something, so I'm going to see. I think we got breaking news here going on. It says very sad and disappointing. Just to take some more win out of the media. Santos and Man II are connected to the cheerleader scandal from a few years ago, from a few years back, and more to come. So a lot of weird and cryptic tweets. A lot of cryptic tweets. You know, they're not exposing all the things that are coming out. They're not saying everything that's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out pretty soon. All the stuff, you know, I don't know. Somebody said hopefully Dan is involved with the scandal. I hope not. You know, it might be something that is so bad where Dan Snyder might have to sell the team or something like that. I don't think it's that bad, but we'll see. You know, Bruce Allen, I don't know if he was involved with some of this stuff in the past. Just the whole culture has been really bad. But Boys for Life is supposed to change before the season starts. It's supposed to change before the season. I think they need to hurry up and get it done. I think they should just get it out of the way. I'm tired of hearing about it. Just, you know, move on. Let's talk about football. So I hope they change the name as soon as possible. Dwayne Haskins Jr. said supposedly we're going to find out this week. Yeah, we're supposed to find out the news this week. Like I said, they've been hyping this news up so much. JP Finlay, Julie Donaldson, John Kahn, they're like, oh, we got a busy week ahead of us, some bad news coming, some sad news coming. So that's the sad news apparently about Alex Santos and Richard Mann. So we fired both of them. So they're not here anymore. So Tap King 13 said, if Dan sells the team, will you be happy, man? I'll be happy. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be pretty happy. I'll be pretty cool with it. It depends on who buys the team too, though. It depends on who buys the team. We can't get any worse than Dan, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. We can't get any worse than Dan. Like I said, we haven't had more than 11 wins since 1992. It's been really awful under Dan Snyder. It's been bad. A lot of losses. Very few good seasons. Very few playoff wins. I mean, it's time to move on with Dan. You know, we hit rock bottom last year. Like I said, the stadium barely had. You know, the Jaguars said they're going to have 15% of fans in the stadium this year. That's what it was for us. You know, people joke around and say nothing's going to change for us. You know, when they talk about no fans in the stands this year due to the virus, you know, it was basically going to be the same what it was last year. People were joking us about that. People barely went to the games. You know, we had opposing fans in our stands ever since Dan Snyder's been here. You know, it's been pretty bad. You know, big name free agent signings. It's been really bad. Yeah, Zion, $4 tickets. Like I always joke, man, a hot dog costs more than the tickets. A hot dog was costing more than the tickets. It was that bad last year. Sticky Ninja said Jeff Bezos. It could be Jeff Bezos. Boys for Life said y'all should just take off the red and just be called the Skins and use a hog for y'all's logo. The hog is cool. I don't know. The Washington Hogs, a lot of people do want that too. I'm kind of a Red Wolves guy. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think it's different. I think it's better than Warriors. I don't want to be called the Warriors. I don't want to be, you know, in the shadow of the Golden State Warriors, Sergio 7. Yeah, tickets were Popeye's chicken sandwich cost more than the tickets. It was awful. But I don't want to be in the shadow of the Golden State Warriors. I think we'll be in the shadow of them. You know, people will be like, "Oh, you're gonna watch the Warriors game?" Then they're gonna be, you know, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you watch the Steph and Klay Thompson. You're not watching the Washington Warriors." People are gonna be most of the time be talking about the Golden State Warriors than the Washington Warriors. So I think we should get something different. Red Wolves isn't bad, though. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Gavin Galey said, what are some names you like the most? I like the Red Wolves. Yeah, he already changed his picture to the Red Wolves already. Like I said, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm a Red Wolves guy. I'd rather, at all the names that I saw, Red Tails, you know, there's ways that you can be joked about Red Tails. So, and there's some people who actually said, there was somebody on Twitter who said they don't want humans to be mascots. So the cancel culture would try to cancel us for that one as well. So we can't even really do Red Tails because that would be offensive as well. We don't need to do a human being. We might as well just stay with an animal. Just do an animal. So, you know, the cancel culture won't come for us. You know, Washington Bullets. Yeah, Aaron Kelly, you're Washington Bullets. That would be funny, but too much violence. So Sergio 7, trademark issues. Yes, there have been some trademark issues. The guy, Martin McCauley, he got trademarks for a lot of team names. And Dan Snyder is talking with him right now. Actually, I heard it. They haven't talked yet, but there's some trademark issues going on with the names. So I don't know what's going on with that. Michael Hinton said, I just got an old school skin starter. Yeah, that's going to be vintage. All the skins gear I got this old Lavernius Coles jersey, man. antique right here, man. I don't know why I got a Laveranues Coles jersey, but I got this old Laveranues Coles jersey, man. This is antique. This is vintage stuff now. You know, your Redskins gear is vintage stuff. Your man caves, all that good stuff. All your Redskins stuff is vintage stuff, man. I'm telling you. It's like a museum now. It's all throwback stuff. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation. He said, High Point was my place to math grad here. Shout out to Chase Young. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who is the best basketball player you play with and against? The funny thing is, Eric, you said I missed your last super chat. No, I think I talked about it for real. I think I talked about it. Let me see. Let me see if it's up in here. I think I talked about it. Oh, yeah, I did miss it. My fault. There's so many comments coming in. My fault, man. My fault. There's so many comments coming in. I'm gonna look on my phone instead of on here too, because StreamYard is a little different. He said, thank you for the donation, Eric. My bad, man. He said, like Ron said, see what we got. Screw all the free agents and let the young boys play. We have to see what we have, not like we contended for a Super Bowl. I agree with you on that. I do agree with that. Now, the Kelvin Harmon injury changes things. It changes things. That's the thing. So I wanted to see the young guys play, but since Kelvin Harmon is injured, you don't know what's going on with Cody Latimer. And, I don't know if Emmanuel Hall was going to make the roster, but him being injured as well, that hurts depth too. So you do, in my opinion, I think they should. I'm not gonna sit up in here and say that they should not take a look at a veteran receiver. I think they definitely should take a look at it. They don't have to sign a veteran receiver, but they should definitely take a look at a veteran receiver. Like I said, the pickings are slim out there. Josh Gordon, suspension history. Like I said, they're not really testing for reefer like they used to. They have changed the rules, the CBA, and all that good stuff. And we already know the history of Antonio Clown. He's going to get suspended now. He was suspended with the Raiders multiple times, cut and released. I think he had a contract with a lot of money and found a way to mess that up with the Raiders. And he went to the Patriots, got suspended. So he's had two really good situations with the Raiders with a lot of money, and then going to the Patriots where he was almost on pace to possibly win a Super Bowl with the Patriots, and then gets cut after that. Cut while on the Patriots. So Antonio Brown, everywhere he's been, ever since the Vontaze Burfict hit, he has not been the same guy. The concussions and CTE, people got to understand, man, the CTE is no joke. It's no joke. Antonio Brown has a hard case of CTE, a really bad case. Listen to the guy's music, man. His music is awful. His rap is awful. He got cooked by Logan Paul or something like that. He's not even a rapper. He got cooked. So Antonio Clown, man, I would not take a chance on him right now. We have to be super desperate. Really, really, really desperate to take a look at Antonio Clown. Josh Gordon, I would take a look at him. I would take a look at Josh Gordon. I really would. Who else is out there? Kelvin Benjamin, like they always say, he's a cheeseburger away from being a tight end because he's always overweight. Dez Bryant is available. He is washed up in my opinion, torn Achilles. And I'm trying to think who else is out there. Like I said, Chris Hogan, that's not really good. Demaryius Thomas is kind of washed up as well. Maybe Demaryius Thomas, but he's pretty washed up too. So thank you for the donation again. Dwayne Haskins Jr. said Washington Cocaine. Yeah, I don't care what the name is. I just want to see some wins, man. I just want to see some wins. I'm telling you, I just want to see some wins, man. I just want to see some wins. Let's see here. There's a lot of comments coming in. Let me catch up here. Alexander Wilson said, High Point was my place. DeMatha grad here. Shout out to Chase Young, who is another DeMatha grad. Who is the best basketball player you play with and against? Yeah, I did go to High Point. Funny thing is, I went to DeMatha for my freshman, sophomore year, and a little bit of my junior year, and then I transferred. I played basketball there. I transferred. They had a lot of guys. I was on the team with Victor Oladipo was on the team. Quinn Cook was on the team. Jeremy Grant was on the team. Jeremy Grant, all these guys in the NBA. So that's 4 NBA players right there. Mikael Hopkins went to Georgetown. He was a center. He was 6'9". Justin Black was on the team. He went to Morgan State. He was a Division I player. James Robinson went to Pittsburgh. He was a Division I player. So that team was just ridiculous. Jarius Lyles, who was on UMBC, and they beat Virginia as a 16 seed a couple years ago. I want to say in 2018. That wasn't that long ago at all. So that team was stacked, man. I was on that team, and I was like, you know what? I need to go. I need to transfer because there's too many NBA players on this team. There's no way I'm making the team. Even if I make the team, There's no way I'm getting playing time. So I went to High Point, played a High Point, averaged 13 and a half points a game, probably like 8 boards a game. Was all second team PG Gazette. So that's my story about DeMatha. DeMatha was just stacked everywhere. They were just stupid stacked in every sport. They were stacked. DeMatha is just ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie, and a lot of people love DeMatha. I'm not a DeMatha lover, but they're just stacked in sports. Football, they're always stacked, always on ESPN. Basketball stacked. The whole WCAC is just really, really good at basketball. So I mean, DeMatha, they are a powerhouse. They are a powerhouse. They really are. But yeah, that's my story about DeMatha and High Point. Let's see here, Eric Sport. They are all guys school, so it is tough. It's an all guys school at DeMatha. They're not transferring to public school. So it was different. It was definitely different. Eric Scott, thank you for the donation again. He said you missed my last super chat with the palm face emoji. Let's see here. There's some other chats that I want to get to. Here we go. Lavernius Coles, yeah, Tap King. Lavernius Coles. Let's see. I didn't get any jersey. The last jersey I got was RG3. Franklin Walker through. Danny is part of the scandal. He really is. Daniel Snyder. He really is. Oh my gosh. I need to look into this. I really do. I need to look into this. If Daniel Snyder is part of the scandal, it is that bad where Dan has to get rid of the team. I haven't heard that yet, Franklin. I have not heard that yet. But if he really is a part of the scandal, I think that news would have came out way earlier though. Way earlier though. I'm trying to find out what's going on with that. I just heard Michael Beasley tested positive for the virus, for the virus. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the virus on here because YouTube doesn't like that. But yeah, if Daniel Snyder is a part of the scandal with harassment, with sexual harassment and racism and things like that, then who knows what's going to happen? Like I said, I don't know if that's 100% true, Franklin. I don't know if that's true, but you guys are more locked in than me right now because I'm not on my phone. So once I get a chance, once we get off the stream, I'll probably look up some more stuff. If some more breaking news comes out, then we will talk about that's crazy. If Dan is really a part of the scandal, then who knows what's going to happen? The cheerleading scandal and making people feel uncomfortable in the office. Like I said, in 2020, with this culture and this climate, the way that you can get canceled so quickly, Dan really could be forced. Kind of like what's his name, Donald Sterling, the owner for the Clippers. This could be another situation. Who knows? I don't know the details yet, but if it gets bad, that's what could happen. Azabala said, "Why you roasting AB's music?" Tap King said, "I don't think AB's music has anything to do with it." You can kind of tell, man. You can kind of tell the music that you put out and things you talk about. That's definitely. Pedro Smith said, "Can you answer the super chat about who is the best you played with and played against?" The best person I played against, the best player I played with is probably Victor Oladipo. The way he can jump and get up, like the man can just sky. He can fly. He really can. And you can see it in the games when he plays with the Pacers before that injury. He could fly. Like he could just. And his energy was always on 100. His energy was on 100 all the time on 100. And he was just a beast. He was an elite defender. He couldn't really shoot like that. Couldn't really shoot, but he could jump out the gym. His athleticism was crazy. A lot of energy. He was just a spark. He was a spark player. Now he can do it all. Now he can dribble. He can shoot. He can make you dance, off the moves and everything. He's just an energy guy, super energetic guy. Now he's more of a skilled player. He's like I'm not gonna say like a Paul George kind of player, but he's a skilled two guard. He's definitely an all-star. Victor Oladipo was definitely an all-star. So that was probably the best player I played with and against. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I'm probably blanking on some other players that I played with and against. For real, there's some other guys that I have played with in like AAU and against. But yeah, Victor Oladipo, off the top of my head, I think he's probably the best player I played with or against. Let's see here. But yeah, Victor, he was a beast. He was a beast. Azad Bala, I do know him. Yeah, I do know him personally. I could definitely hit him up for real. He's a cool guy. He was real cool. He would sing all the time. He really thought he could sing or something like that. But singing these, John said, apparently there is a scandal regarding the firing of Santos and Mann, something sexist and racist. Yeah, I did hear that. But I don't know. People were saying Dan Snyder's involved with it. So if Dan Snyder is involved with it, then that's crazy. Oh, somebody Pedro said he's asking if he did. Um, Pedro said he's asking if it is with Dan Snyder. I don't know if it's with Dan Snyder or not. I don't know if it's Dan Snyder or not. So it is crazy. It really is. It's crazy. Neil Prater says, so will all Redskins merchandise get 80%? I don't know. So there's somebody who proposed something that maybe you could turn in your Redskins gear for the new gear when it comes out. So I mean, maybe I don't know if that's true or not. But when the Red Wolves gear or whatever Red Hawks whatever gear comes out, you could trade it in possibly. So I don't know if that's true, but if that is true, I might trade in this Lavernius Coles jersey because there's really no need for it. He was okay for like 1 year, but I don't really need this Lavernius Coles jersey anymore, to be honest with you. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation. He said, I thought Quinn Cook was better than Oladipo in high school. He was. He went to Oak Hill though. He transferred to Oak Hill his senior year, and Quinn Cook was good though. I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty good. But you can see how his career in the NBA is kind of like not really taking off. Quinn Cook he's undrafted, right, by the Lakers. So Quinn was good. I'm not gonna lie, he was good. He was really good. He could dribble, he could shoot, and all that stuff. Was a really good point guard for the team. He was a starter as a freshman, so he's done things at DeMatha that has never been seen before. To be a starter as a freshman at DeMatha, to be a starter as a freshman at any high school is something that is different. Not a lot of guys do that. In football, basketball, whatever sport it is, not a lot of people start as a freshman in any sport. In any sport. So he probably was the best player. It's between Jerry and Grant. Jerry and Grant was really good at the time. Justin Black was really good, but Victor Oladipo, he was the X factor. I'm gonna say he was the X factor on that team. He was really good. And then, like I said, Quinn Cook transferred to Oak Hill his senior year, and then he went to Duke and didn't really get a lot of playing time at Duke until Austin Rivers left. Then he went to Duke, got a little bit of playing time. Now he's on the Lakers. Rajon Rondo is injured, so now Quinn Cook has to step up and play big. He's gonna get a lot. He should be getting a lot of playing. It's gonna be either him or Alex Caruso. So we'll see what happens about that. Let's see here. Blazin21 said, "LO, get Doxson back. Haha, you're silly. You're a funny guy. I would not get Josh Doxson back. He was awful. He was terrible. He was trash. He was so bad." I might say, because Devin Thomas, let's go. That's another bust right there. Another bust wide receiver for the roster Redskins. He was awful. Michael Haynes said, turn your gear into me. I got a lot of gear. I don't have a lot of jerseys, but I got a lot of gear. I got a lot of t-shirts. The funny thing is, my wife, she wanted me to wear the tie. I got a lot of stuff for Father's Day. The sucky part is I got a lot of stuff for Father's Day. I got a tie. She got me a tie. She got me a hat. And then my mom got me a number 1 dad shirt. Washington Redskins number 1 dad shirt. I got so much gear for like Father's Day and my birthday. It kind of sucks. Like, I'm still going to keep my gear and wear it from time to time. I probably won't really wear it out like that, but I'm still going to keep my gear. I'm definitely going to keep my gear. Franklin Walker said, just look at it, Ed. If Danny Boy covers up for Santos, he was a part of it 3 years ago. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Bruce Allen might have been involved too. Bruce Allen might have been involved too. So, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of speculation about this. Like I said, I want to see all the facts come out first before I talk too much about it. Right now is a lot of speculation. We know what Fred Smoot did with the Vikings on that boat. It wasn't cheerleaders involved, but they might have had a crazy boat party with the cheerleaders and whatnot and harassed them and different things like that. Like I said, who knows? There's a lot of things that were, it could have been in the office, could have been in the front office, could have been at Ashburn, it could have been at the Redskins Stadium. Who knows what was going on behind closed doors? 40 employees left. Who knows? Maybe Bruce Allen was involved with this too. So who knows? Dan Snyder might have been involved with it too. And these guys are taking the fall for it. So I don't know. This is a lot of speculation. I just don't know what happened with this, but it's looking really bad. Nothing positive has come out of the situation. Both guys are fired now, so that's telling. In the timing of everything, training camp is supposed to start July 30th. Today's the 14th, so you don't really fire front office guys and player personnel guys 10 or 15 days before training camp. It just doesn't happen. It usually happens right after the draft. We already had the draft. We already went through everything. We already went through free agency. So these guys have been on the staff for a little while, and now we fire them, 2 weeks before training camp. That was very fishy. Well, that happening is very, very fishy. So, of course, no good news is going to come out of this. Washington Redskins. We have so much news with the name change. Now this happens. So much going on for Ron Rivera to come in as a new head coach for this team. So much going on. We need a GM. We need a team president. More bad PR for the Washington Redskins coming out now. It's ridiculous. Ron Rivera should not have to deal with this right now. So it's crazy. Somebody else had a good question in here. But shout out to Barrett Downing. Thank you for the donation. He said, "Can you please go kill a chicken or a goat at the stadium because we have to be cursed?" Hey man, I said that. I've been saying that. A lot of people. I took some heat for that. A lot of people don't agree with me about us having somewhat of a curse. But like I said, the Redskins name, I don't know if we were cursed. There's always an injury. Reuben Foster knee injury, Robert Davis knee injury, Junior Gillette torn Achilles before the season even starts. RG3 injury. Sean Taylor being shot and killed. It's crazy stuff. Alex Smith broken leg on the same day. Same score as Joe Theismann. Weird stuff happens to the Redskins. We haven't won squat since 1992. We haven't won a darn thing, to be honest with you. We really haven't. We haven't been to an NFC championship, nothing like that. We've been awful. We've been bad. So like I said, I'm not gonna go full throttle on the curse thing. I'm not gonna go fully into it. But like I said, you just got to read between the lines, and weird stuff happens to this team. Now we got this stupid scandal with Santos and Richard Mann now. So it can just never end. It can never end. There's always something going on with the Washington Redskins. Now we have this going on. This stuff can never end. Scott McCloughan, saying that he was a drunk, off the field things all the time. Crazy front office things going on with the Washington Redskins. It can never end. It's a soap opera here in DC, man. It's always about off the field rather than it being on the field. So it's just crazy, man. Let's see here. Ashcott Route said, when is our name going to be changed? I don't know. It should be happening pretty soon. It should definitely happen before the season. 3007, I'm 6'6", 6'5", 6'6". Aubrey Fair said, last shortened season, we ended up Super Bowl champs. Yeah, that is true. That is true. We did. So, like I said, hey, I think the season's going to be shortened. I think it's going to be 10 games, and I wanted to make a video about this, but I'll just talk about it now. I think the season will be shortened. I don't think it's going to be 16 games. I think it's going to be 10 games. I think you got to look at how the NBA is doing. They shortened this season. MLB has shortened their season to 60 games. So 16 games, in my opinion, is just not realistic. It's not realistic. Somebody important is going to catch the virus. Tom Brady. I can see Carson Wentz catching the virus because something always happens to him. He always misses games. So he's probably I don't wish this on him, but he's probably going to get the virus. He's probably going to be a big name to catch the virus. A big name quarterback is going to get the virus. That's what I see happening. Unfortunately, I hope it doesn't happen. But a big name quarterback is going to get the virus. It's going to mess up one of the games. They're going to have a second string quarterback play. I can see Jalen Hurts playing some games for the Eagles. Definitely, I could definitely see that happening this year. So that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to adjust to that. They're going to have to find a way to keep things going when somebody like Tom Brady, if Tom Brady gets the virus or something like that, they're going to have to find a way to keep the games competitive. It's going to drop down because now the backup quarterback for the Tampa Bay Bucks is going to have to play instead of Tom Brady. So that's something like that's going to happen. And the NFL has to be prepared for that to happen. They're going to have to be prepared for that to happen. There's going to be replacements coming in. Some XFL guys might have to play. Some Air Arena football, some replacement. Basically, some replacement guys are going to have to play. You're just going to have to come to that realization. That's what's going to happen. There's just no way that not one player is going to get the virus. The NBA is doing a great job with the bubble, but somebody's going to get the virus. Russell Westbrook has the virus. He's not there yet, but somebody's going to get the virus. It is what it is. Some way, somehow, somebody's going to get the virus, and it's just going to happen. They're going to have a replacement player come in and step in for them. Eric Scott, thank you for the donation again. That's my guy. He says, I believe that Antonio Gibson can do what McLaurin did last year with the speed and athleticism and surprise a lot of people. He can definitely surprise some people. I don't see him getting Terry McLaurin numbers or doing what Terry McLaurin did because I don't think he's as skilled as Terry McLaurin. We didn't see Terry McLaurin coming. I did not think that Terry McLaurin was going to do what he did when we drafted him in the third round, but he was a beast. I mean, Terry McLaurin looks like he can be an all-pro player. He's definitely a number one wide receiver in this league, for real. I feel like he can definitely be all-pro one day in this league as well. So Antonio Gibson, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him because his route running needs a little bit of work. But he has the speed, he has the athleticism, and he has the shiftiness. Yards after the catch are going to be big for Antonio Gibson because he breaks a lot of tackles and he can make a lot of guys miss. Especially him playing running back, he knows how to make guys miss. He knows how to break tackles. He loves the contact. Antonio Gibson looks for contact when he runs with the football. So Antonio Gibson, maybe he could be another Terry McLaurin kind of surprise, but I don't see him having as good as a season as Terry McLaurin. But I see him making a big impact on this team in a positive way. So I definitely see Antonio Gibson being a huge, huge X factor for this team coming up this year. Abel Ambrosio, he's a channel member. He says, should we sign Gordon or Antonio Brown? We already talked about that, but Josh, I would go after Josh Gordon. I'd probably go after Josh Gordon. Antonio Brown, you just can't trust him. Like I said before, he froze his feet with the Oakland Raiders. He had the helmet problem. He called the owner of the GM a racial slur. You just can't trust Antonio Brown. There's many things he's done, with the Steelers, even recording Mike Tomlin on Instagram Live during a playoff game or a regular season game. I can't remember. He basically quit on the Steelers, didn't go to the last game. I mean, this is just a long list of things that Antonio Brown has done on and off the field. I mean, it's just a long list. I mean, do I need to say more? The truck driver incident, him fighting the truck driver. He might get off from the sexual assault allegations. I think he probably will get off. But, he still has the assault charge pending with the truck driver. So, who knows what's going to happen with that? Him, going on Twitter talking about Robert Kraft. The list goes on about Antonio Brown. It really does. But he's super, super talented. You cannot deny that. Like I said, if Antonio Brown is across from Terry McLaurin, that would be scary for any defense. It would be scary for the Eagles. They would definitely cook Darius Slay. They would cook DeAndre Baker. He's probably not going to play. He's probably going to be in jail because DeAndre Baker was lying and tried to bribe people. So they would definitely, the Giants, we would definitely torch the Giants. We would torch the Eagles. We would torch the Cowboys. Their defense is mediocre in my opinion. So bringing in Antonio Brown would help. Like I said, you just can't trust him. You really can't trust him. Asad Main Hawala, thank you for the donation. You said, how about a Washington legend? It honors our history players and Native Americans. I wouldn't mind that, but like I said, like I said before, they don't want any Native American imagery or any Native American concepts anymore. Like I said, the cancel culture is not allowing that. It's just not going to happen. No more Native American history associated with the Washington team. It's not going to be anything with Native Americans at all. They're just trying to distance themselves from that. So I don't see anything honoring Native Americans at all anymore. They just don't want that to happen. It's unfortunate, but this is how it is. This is what's going on in 2020. That's the climate and the culture. They don't want anything associated with honoring any kind of people. Honestly, they find everything offensive now, so they would find that offensive, and we would probably, even if they approved it, we probably have to change the name 5 years from now because they would try to vote against it and different things like that. So. It would be nice if they could be the Washington Legends, but anything, like I said, anything tied to Native Americans, it's just going to be an uproar or a protest or something like that. Anything like that. So it would not happen. Skins fan all day. That's my guy. Shout out to Skins fan all day. He's another channel member. Make sure you guys sub him up as well. That's my guy. He has a great channel. Joey T says we should sign Des Bryant as a Kelvin Harmon replacement so he can get a touchdown on the Cowgirls. That would be funny. He would put up the X. That would be funny. That would be super, super funny if he did that in Dallas. Ready Red, I do see you in the chat. I do see you, man. Wilson D said Antonio Brown would ruin Hash's mentality and confidence. I feel if Dwayne Haskins overthrows Antonio Brown, he would just throw a fit. If he doesn't get the football, if they throw the ball to Terry McLaurin too much, he would cry about it and all that stuff. So that is a concern too. Merrill Garrett, he's another channel member. Shout out to my guy Merrill Garrett. He said, "What about Josh Gordon?" We did talk about Tap King. You're a funny guy. Merle Garrett. We did talk about Josh Gordon earlier. Like I said, every receiver that's out there has been suspended before. Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, and Josh Gordon as well. They have changed the rules of the CBA with testing, so maybe a 1-year deal for Josh Gordon, Flash Gordon. He actually wasn't that bad with the Seahawks last year. He actually wasn't that bad. he had like 1 or 2 good games for the Patriots as well. So Josh Gordon wouldn't be bad. He definitely would help out Terry McLaurin. I'm not gonna lie. He would help mentor Antonio Gandy Golden as well. I think he would definitely help out Antonio Gandy Golden as well. Now he would take away snaps from AGG. He definitely would take away snaps and opportunities away from AGG, but he would help show him the ropes of being a veteran. Now, only thing about Josh Gordon, he hasn't finished the season since 2015. It's been what, 5 years since Josh Gordon has played a full season, so that is really concerning. Maybe there are some other things going on mentally with Josh Gordon other than just a reefer, because he did check in for rehab with mental issues as well. So those are some different things as well. Abel Ambrosio, thank you for the donation. He said, "How about trading for Curtis Samuel from the Panthers?" So that is something we can look at. Like I said, we have 2 third-round picks. We traded Trent Williams away for a third-round pick. So we do have 2 third-round picks. I think I may not be right about that, but I think so. So if we trade one of those, if the Panthers are willing to take a third-round pick, in my opinion, I wouldn't be mad if we traded for Curtis Samuel. Ron Rivera and Scott Turner are familiar with Curtis Samuel. And, Ron Rivera loves his former Panthers players, so I wouldn't be surprised if we made that move. I would not be mad at trading for Curtis Samuels. So, Philly, shout out to Philly Mike. He said, "My guy dipped on my super chat. All good, bro. Stay up." You put something in here, Philly Mike. My fault if I ain't see it, man. Oh, he said, "Who are the Eagles playing week 1?" Watch it. Philly Mike is a funny guy, man. He's a funny guy. That's my guy. We did a stream a couple weeks ago. If y'all missed it, make sure you guys check it out. He's an Eagles fan, obviously. He's an Eagles YouTuber. He's a great guy. They just signed Jason Peters. Like I said, I was making fun of the Eagles earlier because they said they all were going to make such a big move, and the big move was Jason Peters at guard, signing him when all y'all thought y'all was going to get Jadeveon Clowney. You guys are so funny. Eagles fans are so funny. They always think they're going to get the best player available in free agency. They always think they're going to get Jamal Adams. They're going to get Antonio Brown. They're going to get Odell Beckham. They're just going to get the best player ever. Always, always. That's the funny thing about Eagles fans. But Philly Mike is my guy, man. Jason Peters, that's not a bad signing. That's not a bad signing. He's a veteran. He's better at left tackle, but, he's going to be playing guard for y'all. Chase Young's still going to eat on him. Montez Sweat is still going to eat on Jason Peters. We're gonna bum rush Jason Peters. We're gonna pancake him. He's too slow. He's too old. He's gonna get 5 holding penalties, trying to stop Chase Young, trying to stop Matt Ioannidis, trying to stop Jonathan Allen and them boys and Deron Payne. So Jason Peters is too old. He needs to retire. So it's gonna be tough for y'all. It's gonna be real tough for the Eagles. I'm telling you, we're gonna beat y'all week 1. I got us beating y'all week 1. I really do. The Eagles, y'all have been letting us. And I'm not gonna say letting us, but we were up 17-0 against the Eagles, up 14-10 at the half in the second game. Like I keep saying, if you keep playing with fire, you're gonna get burnt, and it's time for the Eagles to get burnt. And the funny thing about the Eagles, we go back and forth. When we had Kirk Cousins, we beat them 5 times in a row. We were owning the Eagles, especially when they had Chip Kelly. We owned the Eagles. The Eagles were our little girl. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. But the Eagles were, our what. We did whatever we felt like doing to the Eagles. Honestly, we really did. They were like our little brother. We could just beat them on the Eagles. We won 5 times in a row. Now they beat us 5 times in a row. So it goes back and forth. So I think we really are going to beat the Eagles week 1. I think we're going to beat the Eagles week 1. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a really close game. But we're going to beat the Eagles week 1. We owe them one. We really do. Up 17-0. Up 14-10 at the half in the second half. In the second game, we own the Eagles. We always own the Eagles for real. We beat them 5 games in a row. Now it's usually a trade-off. We usually sweep the Eagles for 2 years. Next thing you know, Eagles beat us the next 2 years. So it's a trade-off. It's a back and forth. It's a back and forth with the Eagles. Yeah, Mamba. Hey, Mamba, we beat y'all 5 times in a row, though. We beat y'all 5 times in a row. Back in when we had Kirk Cousins, we beat y'all 5 times in a row. Don't forget. Eagles fans are so quick to forget when we dominated y'all with Chip Kelly. And remember, we beat y'all in Philly for the NFC East Championship when we had Deshaun Jackson and them boys. We had Jordan Reed. We beat y'all in y'all house when y'all had Sam Bradford. You overpaid for DeMarco Murray. You overpaid for Byron Maxwell. That's the thing about the Eagles. You overpaid for Darius Slay, in my opinion. You really did. And I think Darius Slay might be the next Nnamdi Asomugha. He might be the next Byron Maxwell. He might be another cornerback free agent bust for you guys. But Philly, right now, you guys are the best in the NFC East, though. You guys are the best in the NFC East. I'll give you that. But I think we owe you guys one. We are going to be the Eagles one time this year. Philly top part, my guy Philly Mike said, thank you for the donation again. He said, I keep it real. I said yesterday in JP Live. Yeah, you did. You did predict that. You did predict that Jason Peters was going to come back. So you did predict that. And a lot of Eagles fans thought they were going to get Jadeveon Clowney, but that didn't happen. Chill, dude. Thank you for the donation. Said, I really hope young guys next man up from injuries to Emmanuel Hall and Kelvin Harmon rooting for AGG. Do you believe David Njoku is available for a 4th round pick? HTT ? You're a funny guy. Yeah, I know. I've been saying hail to the Skins. It's still ACTR. I love what Dwayne Haskins said. He grew up in the DMV, so it's still ACTR. He's ready for the change. I feel the same way. It's still ACTR for me, but I'm ready and I embrace the change. It's a new era. It's 2020. It's a different climate. Things are changing. So I get it. I understand what's happening. If it is offensive to a group of people, then I guess I understand why they want to change the name. So I get it. It is what it is. I'm ready for a new era. Back to your thing, you said I really hope young guys next man up from injuries to Emmanuel Hall and Kelvin Harmon. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm rooting for AGG too. But I feel like we should bring in a veteran wide receiver. Take a look at him at least. But I love AGG. I can't wait to see what Antonio Golden can do. He has a lot of potential. Super athletic. Can get a lot of jump balls. Had like 36 contested catches in college, which is out of this world. Is a smart guy, can do the Rubik's Cube, was a gymnastics star. So I can't wait to see AGG on the field. Can't wait to see this guy play. He should be great for Dwayne Haskins. He's going to be a big target for him too. So let's see here. I got some Eagles fans in the chat. Some Eagles fans in the chat. I see y'all getting mad. Yeah, Dream Team Eagles. Back when Vince Young said y'all was going to be the Dream Team, that was so funny. Man. I'm telling you. That was so funny. Dream Team. And y'all was a bust. Big play Slay. Yeah, I'm telling you. Big play. He's going to be the next Nambi Awesome one. I'm telling you. He's going to be the next. Every big name cornerback that goes to the Eagles is terrible. Nambi Asamoah, Byron Maxwell. Y'all just don't do well with corners. And you're going to see how much better Ronald Darby does with the Redskins. I'm telling you. What's his name? Mike Schwartz. He's a terrible, terrible defensive coordinator. He's a terrible defensive coordinator. I'm telling you. Every corner that goes to the Eagles gets torched. They get torched. Let's see here. My man Oscar Josue Montel, thank you for the donation. He said, who can you see us trading for with? And for I'm sorry about that. Chill dude. He talked about Njoku. He did talk about Njoku. David Njoku. Now, a lot of people have been talking about him. Now, there was a report by JP Finlay who said that the Redskins they are interested in David Njoku, but at the same time, they're not willing to give up a 1st round pick. The Browns want to give up a 1st round. They want a 1st round pick for David Njoku. And that's way, way too much in my opinion. Way too much. Way too much for David Njoku. I would only give up a 4th round pick for David Njoku. I would not give up a 1st round pick. That's way too much. Way too many injuries for David Njoku. Way too many. And we just got rid of Jordan Reed, who was super, super injury prone. So I don't see why we would go after another injury prone tight end, in my opinion. I don't see why we would. Now, David Njoku, the talent level is out of this world. He's a former 1st round pick, another athletic guy, a lot of potential for David Njoku. So honestly, he would help out Dwayne Haskins, but health is a huge concern. I would give up a 4th round pick for David. Same thing with OJ Howard from the Buccaneers. I will only give up a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick. I would not give up anything higher than a 3rd or a 4th. I wouldn't give up nothing higher than a 3rd or 4th. A 1st round pick is way, way too much for what's his name? David Njoku. Way too much. So that ties into your question, Oscar Josue Montel, with the donation again. Who said who can you see us trading with and for? Maybe Curtis Samuel from the Panthers. Maybe Curtis Samuel because of Sergio 7. Scary Terry did cook Darius Slay. He did cook Darius Slay. He did. In that Lions game, he was cooking Darius Slay. And Darius Slay said it himself. He gave Terry McLaurin a lot of props. He said Terry McLaurin was one of the better receivers that he played against last year. So I say maybe Curtis Samuel, maybe Christian Kirk from the Cardinals. He's more of a slot receiver. We already have a slot receiver, a starting slot and Steven Sims. So we don't need a slot receiver. We need a receiver on the outside that can help out Terry McLaurin. So maybe, like I said, maybe Kristen Kirk, maybe Curtis Samuel from the Panthers. Trying to think who else, and maybe David Njoku, a tight end, or maybe OJ Howard. Like I said, it would only have to be a fourth. It would have to be a fourth round pick. Nothing higher than a fourth or a third for both of those guys. OJ Howard and David Njoku have been pretty underwhelming in the production area and the stats. They haven't put up big numbers. That's why OJ Howard, that's why they're ready to move on from him. The Buccaneers already have Gronk and Cameron Brate, so they don't really. They could use OJ Howard, but they don't necessarily need OJ Howard. So, but their asking price is way too high for both those guys. First round pick for those guys is way, way, way too much. Way too much. I might say, cuz said, can we trade for Deshaun Jackson after his comments? I wouldn't trade for Deshaun Jackson. I would maybe give up like a fifth or a sixth because Deshaun Jackson is kind of. I'm not gonna say Deshaun Jackson is washed up, but he's been very injury prone. He's been very injury prone. So I don't know if I would. Aaron Modi, you're a funny guy. You're funny. You're funny. Talking about the Redskins signed Josh Gordon one deal. You're a funny guy. You're super, super funny. But I wouldn't be mad at that. Josh Gordon for 1 year. I wouldn't be mad. That would be a good signing. Whiskey 44 said Washington Bulls. You're welcome, Dan. Just cost you auto group pick with cheerleaders. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the cheerleaders. I don't know what's going on with that. We're gonna hear more news about that. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. Santos and Richard Mann. I don't know what's going on with that. My man Sejanese, Seganisa said, "Why do you think they're taking so long to drop the entire scandal story?" I don't know why. There must be some really, really weird stuff going on with that. And they said it's going to be really, really sad. They said it's buffering. It's going to be really, really sad. So they said it's going to be sad and disappointing news. So I don't know why they're sitting on the news and not announcing the news. I don't know what's going on with that. Is it really that bad that they're just hiding it and not saying the news? It's really, really weird. It's really I don't think something like this has happened before where they've hid the news where they haven't talked about it. D Nice, yeah, don't sleep on Isaiah Wright. I have not brought his name up. Now this does give Isaiah Wright an opportunity. This does give guys like him an opportunity. Trey Quinn more of an opportunity to make the team. It does give guys like Cam Sims more of a chance to make the team. So there's a lot of Cam Sims fans out there. I don't, I like Cam Sims, but when you drop the football like that too much, you're gonna get cut. Shout out to Big Simple 422. That's my guy. Make sure you guys sub him up as well. But Cam Sims, he dropped the ball too much. He dropped the ball way too much last year in preseason, and you can't do that. That's why he got cut, and that's why Steven Sims made the team anyway over him. So Cam Sims, will he make the roster? I don't know. I don't think he will. Trey Quinn, I don't think he's gonna make the roster either. So like I said, it's gonna be Terry McLaurin, Steve Sims, Antonio Gandy Golden, Cody Latimer is a question mark. So we really have 3 roster spots available at the wide receiver. So now Cam Sims, he has a better chance of making it. He really could make the team. He really could make the team. Trey Quinn could definitely make the team as well because of the injury and the Cody Latimer situation. So both of those guys have more of a chance. Isaiah Wright, I do have him making the team though, but I think we need to sign a veteran receiver. I really do. Poop Sosa, I really hope that's not true. You said Redskins want Jordan Matthews. I really hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I don't think that's true at all. I haven't seen anything like that. I would not want to go after what's his name? Jordan Matthews. He's not bad, but I would not want to go after Jordan Matthews. Chill Dude said Deshaun Jackson is amazing, but a glass cannon. We need to sign a veteran, but roll with young guys. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson's injured all the time. He's injury prone. He can barely play. I don't think he's had a 16-game season in a long time. I don't think he's had a 10-game season in a little while, to be honest with you. I really don't think he has. I got to look that up. I don't think he's played 10 games in a long time. So, Skins fan all day said OMG Skins is talking with both Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon. I don't know if I believe that. I got to see that at first. I got to see to see it to believe it. You my guy, Skins fan. I don't know if that's true though. I'm trying to look at my phone to see if that's true. I have not heard that at all. So I don't know if that's true. But yeah, I'm about to get off here pretty soon. They have not announced the news yet. Dubs family, what's up, man? They have not announced the news with Santos and Richard Mann. What really happened? We're gonna see what's gonna happen with that. But I'm about to sign off, you guys. Shamar, you're a funny guy. Y'all can't stay healthy. Aren't you an Eagles fan? So you guys get injured all the time. Deshaun Jackson injured. you have the most injury-prone quarterback ever. You know, he's the Derrick Rose of the NFL. Carson Wentz is the Derrick Rose of the NFL. So you guys have no right to talk about injuries. Y'all can't stay healthy at all. Skins fan all day said wishful thinking. Yeah, hey, if we get Josh Gordon, I'll be like, hey, you know, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad. If we get Josh Gordon, Antonio Brown, man, if he can stay out of trouble, then sure. But we know he's not gonna stay out of trouble. So one of those guys, you know, they would make this team better. I'm not gonna lie, they would help out Terry McLaurin. AB would help out Terry. He would help out Dwayne Haskins. He would help out Dwayne Haskins' development. He definitely would. He definitely would. He definitely would help out. He said, breaking news, my sources say the Redskins are called the YouTube to play wide receiver. Hey, man, if they want to give me about $5 million for 1 year, I'll take it, man. I'll probably be the worst receiver out there. I can catch, though. I can't get open because I like I said, I've gained some weight, but I can't, you know, I just, you know, I can't really run routes. I'm not going to lie. I can't run routes right now, but I can definitely catch. I ain't going to drop the ball like Josh Doxson. I'm not going to, I'll tell you that. I'm going to catch everything. 24 Mamba said he only missed 8 games. Carson Wentz, you know, but you got to look at the context. The 8 games that he missed, he tore his ACL in the 13th game of the season. Remember, so when the season he was really good, where he was about to be MVP, where y'all won the Super Bowl, Nick Foles saved you guys again. He got injured towards the end of the year. So for injury, like look at Darius Geis. Look at Darius Geis always gets injured in the beginning of the season. If Carson Wentz, if his ACL injury would have happened in the beginning of the season, then of course he would have missed more games. But Carson Wentz always gets injured towards the end of the year. That's the thing with Carson Wentz. That's why he's only missed 8 games in his year, in his career. That's why you got to look at the context. If his injuries would have happened like Darius Geis's injuries in the beginning of the year, then of course he's going to miss 32 games like Darius Geis has missed 32 games in his career. So you got to look at the context. Carson Wentz is super injury prone. Your best ability is your availability. He is the Derrick Rose of the NFL. That's what Carson Wentz is. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's the Derrick Rose of the NFL. That's what he is. Slasher, sure, man. Make sure you guys sub him up. He needs 1,000 subs to get monetized. Yeah, make sure you guys sub him up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna sign out, man. It's been fun. Hopefully this news isn't too bad. James Julius, Darvin Kinsey, he can make the team. I don't see him making the team, though. I like Darvin Kinsey. He's not bad in the preseason, but I don't see him making this roster. I don't see him making this roster. But all right, y'all. Hail to them Skins, man. It's been fun. Hail to them Skins still. It's still ACTR, man, but I embrace the change just like Dwayne Haskins. All right, y'all. Peace.